Controller players, this one simple change in Battlefield 6 will make your gameplay experience so much better. The gunplay and movement in Battlefield 6 is great and is probably one of the best Battlefield's had in such a long time, but like with all first-person shooters, the default for jumping and vaulting is always to use X button, or if you're on an Xbox it's the A button I believe. But the problem is with the jumping being at that button, it can feel really clunky when mantling over objects, or if you want to jump around a corner and try and surprise people in a bit of a typical COD fashion. Obviously in Battlefield 6 that whole jumping around corners thing doesn't really work as well as it would in Call of Duty because there is movement punishment for that. But still, having to take your right thumb off of the camera movement to then go and jump and then go back to it sometimes isn't really a long time, but it's just not a very natural thing to do. So what I would highly recommend is if you simply bind jump and vault, which are two separate settings in Battlefield 6, onto R3 so that you click it and then you replace the X button with melee. That honestly will make all the difference and your gameplay will feel so much smoother. This is something that I've been doing in Call of Duty for about 10 years now. It's simply called stick and move. Many of you guys may very well be aware of this setting. A lot of you guys also probably have your own preferred controller presets anyway. But this for me is just something that's really simple but can make a whole world of difference. And I really don't know what I'd do without it now. I'm going to leave you with some gameplay here where I'll make those changes and sort of talk you through them a little bit in more detail. So hopefully that will help illustrate the point further. But that is it from me. Enjoy the gameplay and the commentary to come, and subscribe to the channel for more Battlefield videos like this. Okay guys, so to firstly find the controller setting you want to go to, you want to head to settings, and then head down to controller, edit settings, and then head down to infantry and passenger control mapping. This will then give you all of the keybinds for absolutely everything. So the first thing you want to do is go to movement and aiming, and then you can see jump here and vault. Simply click on that and then click the button you want to bind it to, which in this case would be X. Same for this one. Now by default these are already X, so you don't actually have to change these just yet. Parachute deploy is another one actually I would recommend you change. And then melee by default would be R3, so that's how you can do that. So these are the default settings, but I've just changed them back for that. So now let's head into a game of Breakthrough and see how we get on. Okay, so when jumping now, instead of being able to jump and move at the same time, I have to do that, essentially, and it just, like, it adds time. I'm running straight into danger here, my god. But it's that sort of motion that just feels unnatural. And I'll admit, it is marginal. It really is marginal. Holy moly. Shit. Oh, I can't believe I'm in this position right now. No way. Again, it's highly situational, it's also highly preferential, but now I'm moving and jumping and it's a lot more, it's just a lot smoother, and I really like that. And in situations like this where it's, you know, in COD, for example, it makes all the difference. In Battlefield, less so because of the movement penalties, but it can make a difference. Again, if you're in this sort of crouched position, then you just click R3, then you can just get out of the crouched position as well quicker. Oh my word. Another thing is if you're running, sliding, and then jumping sort of situation, it's also very helpful for that. So it's lots of little things that it can just really benefit with on controller. Jesus. I wouldn't be surprised if this video gets a few comments about people trying to say that I'm trying to make this more like COD. Obviously that's not the case. Again, the movement penalties are in place, which means that it's not as effective as Call of Duty, but if you are sort of into that fast movement, it really does help. So guys, hopefully in this short amount of time you've been able to see a slight difference in gameplay. I mean, it mostly is just more about how you move rather than the gunplay side of it, but it definitely does help at times, so give it a go. Let me know what you think. Obviously it's such a simple change that many of you have probably already done, but I know a lot of people out there who didn't know about it, so I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments below. That is it from me though. Thank you for watching, and I will see you out there on the battlefield.